President Donald Trump's nominees to occupations at Agriculture Department Home Office incorporate a whole-deal truck driver, a Nation Club cabana specialist and the proprietor of a scented flame organization. A Politico survey of many list of qualifications from political nominees to USDA demonstrates the organization has been loaded with Trump crusade staff and volunteers who by and large showed next to zero involvement with government arrangement, not to mention profound roots in agribusiness. In any case, of the 42 list of references Politico explored, 22 referred to Trump crusade understanding. What's more, in light of their list of references, some of those deputies seem to need certifications, for example, an advanced education, required to meet all requirements for higher government pay rates. It's average for presidents to compensate followers with occupations once a crusade is finished. In any case, what's diverse under Trump, sources comfortable with the office's internal workings say, is the quantity of battle staff members who have landed positions and the positions and pay rates they have been contracted for, in spite of not having strong farming accreditations in specific cases. An unpracticed staff can prompt errors and divert president's plan, the sources say. There is a reasonable prioritization of one trait, and that is reliability, said Austin Evers, American Oversight's official chief, who gave the records after his association got them in light of a Freedom of Information Act task. He said the gathering looked for a list of qualifications for Trump Organization political deputies from over the national government and found a plenitude of previous battle laborers and positions that did not seem to coordinate their capabilities. The subject that rises is really certain: what do you need to make to get an organization showing with regards to work on the battle, he included. USDA in an announcement shielded the contracts. The majority of the deputies have aptitudes that are material to the parts they fill at USDA. The truck driver, Nick Brusky, was procured for the current year at USDA's Foreign Agricultural Service, an organization entrusted with growing the broad markets for U.S. agrarian exchange products, at one of the most abnormal amounts on the central government's compensation scale, a GS-12, gaining $79,720 yearly. In spite of the fact that that compensation review requires a graduate degree or proportional experience, it's not clear from Brusky's list of qualifications whether he's a college alum. The report records coursework in business administration and political science at 3 colleges from 2000 to 2013, yet does not determine a graduation date. Brusky filled in as a field agent for Trump's crusade in the battleground province of Ohio, starting in November 2016, while driving for a trucking organization in Hilliard, where he additionally was a district chief. Brusky's list of qualifications indicates he has no involvement in developing universal markets for exchange merchandise, however he notes he has encountered pulling and dispatching agrarian products. It says he was twice chosen to neighborhood office and was an authoritative associate to an Ohio state agent from January 2009 until June 2012. Another illustration, Christopher O'Hagan, a nominee as a secret aide at the Agricultural Marketing Service, which helps makers of nourishment, fiber and claim-to-fame medic cultivators showcase their products. O'Hagan graduated in 2016 from the University of Scranton with a noteworthy in history and a minor in financial matters. Be that as it may, his list of qualifications records just a single case of work understanding preceding joining the Trump battle in January 2016, work as a cabana specialist at the Westchester Country Club in Rye, New York, while in school. Essentially, Trump battle alum Tim Page, a 2016 graduate of Appalachian State University, is presently at the Natural Resources Conservation Service, an organization that helps agriculturists, farmers and backwoods directors utilize protection resources. Page's list of qualifications demonstrates that he possesses cutting-edge LLC, and arranging administration in Connolly Springs, North Carolina. Much similarly past organizations have done. The USDA worked with the Presidential Personnel Office to put Schedule C deputies where they could be most useful to the mission of the division, the office said in an email to Politico. The majority of the representatives have aptitudes that are relevant to the parts they fill at USDA. O'Hagan, Page and Brusky did not react to messages asking for input, and the USDA declined to make them accessible for this story. Brusky, O'Hagan and Page are 3 of 10 secret collaborators whose list of references were among those gotten by American oversight, alongside a list of qualifications of some profession staff who are acting in positions of authority. Everything except one of the 10 touted their work to get the president chose, and most don't have agrarian experience. The greater part of the nominees with this title are positioned as GS11, GS12 or GS13, positions with yearly pay rates running from $60,210 to $85,816 at step 1 of each review. 2 of the 10 didn't list advanced educations on their list of references, notwithstanding rules that call for anybody at GS7 or higher to have finished a 4-year degree. Further, none of the secret associates showed they had earned a master's. Workers at the GS9 level or higher are required by Office of Personnel Management rules to have acquired that level of training or proportionate experience. The USDA said obligations of a secret associate incorporate leading exploration, getting ready reports for extraordinary ventures, directing correspondence control, accepting a wide assortment of phone requests from officials inside and outside the USDA and from different offices. O'Hagan and Page were enlisted at the GS12 level and doled out to the Secretary's office, with a pay of $79,720. They were then exchanged to their present parts, both of which are at the GS11 level and accompany a yearly compensation of $66,510. 4 other political representatives had their pay rates diminished after they began. When these individuals are serving in private collaborator parts, they are perched on a thin layer in government organization. A previous USDA official who landed at the division toward the start of the Obama organization, taking note of that the classified right-hand positions can be included with specialized choices on arrangement matters. On the off chance that you simply have somebody with no advanced education and no experience and no foundation in policy making as the judge on these inquiries, that is quite surprising. Additionally, in the positions of USDA political nominees are the scented flame organization proprietor, a representative at AT&T, a Republican National Committee understudy, low-maintenance official right-hand and investment property administrator, and a previous Washington state congressperson who said on his list of references that he was the primary chose official in his state to back Trump's application. The rundown of 42 representatives additionally incorporates 7 unique aides, who order higher compensations than private collaborators and by and large have involvement in approaching government. The majority of the extraordinary colleagues are either GS14 or GS15, which begin at $101,402 and $119,285, individually. 3 of the 7 uncommon collaborators specified work on the crusade on their list of references. In the beginning of the Obama USDA, more experienced individuals falling off the crusade were given posts as secret aides, the previous USDA official clarified. They were entrusted with helping Senate-affirmed authorities, taking notes amid gatherings and planning endeavors with profession staff. Unique associates, by differentiate, performed occupations for authorities who did not require Senate affirmation, for example, head of staff, directors and other initiative posts. There were some youthful staff members with binds to the battlefield, sources surrendered. The Obama group additionally pulled intensely from Capitol Hill staff to fill key parts, however just a modest bunch of the deputies at USDA starting before the end of last month have made a comparative hop. Generally, the organization's choices for administration positions at USDA have been generally welcomed by industry and Capitol Hill. Horticulture Secretary Sonny Perdue, a 2-term legislative head of Georgia who likewise is a veterinarian and ran a large group of farming-related organizations, got the support of previous Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack, the main Trump cabinet authority to be sponsored by his forerunner. Perdue likewise has realized on load up about 6 arrangement councils and abnormal state political staff who have foundations at persuasive farming approach gatherings or as staff members on applicable congressional councils or who served under Perdue amid his opportunity as Georgia senator. None of these contracts recorded crusade understanding among their capabilities. In the interim, even with the crusade followers who are currently on the USDA staff, the organization is still behind timetable in procuring for the office's more than 200 political positions that traverse from Washington, D.C., to provincial groups over every one of the 50 states. The blend of a thin political staff and an absence of suitable mastery among the deputies could spell inconvenience for Perdue as he pushes forward with his rearrangement design and other arrangement destinations, said a previous USDA official who touched base at the division toward the start of the Obama organization. On the off chance that you don't have gifted individuals, experienced individuals who know how policy-making works, there are various ways you can get your motivation diverted. The previous staff member, who was allowed obscurity to examine staffing uninhibitedly. Policymaking is loaded with landmines, from congressional oversight to convoluted principles identified with acknowledgement of blessings, the source noted, including, what you can get is both the inability to exploit openings, what's more, botches that will gobble up time and vitality.